You know, I don't know James Corden personally, right, but he's always going on in interviews about how brilliant he thinks I am, right? And the feeling is not reciprocated. Britain's loss is America's loss also.
Corden has been involved in a lot of controversies as of late, and from the looks of things, his days of late-night show hosting are coming to an end. Just what went wrong with Corden's career? Why is he quitting? And why is Keith McNally calling him a tiny cretin of a man? Let's find out.
Wait, because I appreciate it. That's really only half the story on this one. The other half is, the sadder news is I've decided to sign for one more year on the show, and that this will be my last year hosting The Late Late Show. Don't you dare.
James Corden shocked everyone when he announced that he's quitting The Late Late Show next year in April. On paper, the Brit is packing his bags to leave Los Angeles and go back to the UK with his family. He even says, it's a really hard decision to leave because I'm so immensely proud of the show. The dad of three apparently wants to spend more time with his family. However, many fans think that the real reason is something else, especially considering the recent scandals James has been involved in. Well, Corden has always been the center of controversy ever since people discovered that he's stealing jokes from comedians and using them on his show. For example, he stole from fellow UK comedian Ricky Gervais. In an episode of the Halloween show, James was talking about Musk's recent acquisition of Twitter when he said, if someone puts up a poster in a town square that says guitar lessons available, like you don't get people in the town going, I don't want to play guitar, I want to play the piano, you piece of sh**. He then continued, well, that sign wasn't for you. It was somebody else. You don't have to get mad about all of it. Anyone can recognize that Corden's joke is a word-for-word copy of Gervais's joke. Check out for yourself.
When you see Elon Musk talk about Twitter, he does this thing where he goes, well, it's the town square. It's the town square. That's what it's on. But it isn't. Because if someone puts up a poster in a town square that says, guitar lessons available.
That's like going into a town square, seeing a big notice board, and there's a notice, guitar lessons.
Like, you don't get people in the town go, I don't want to play the guitar!
And you go, but I don't fucking want guitar lessons.
Well, then that sign wasn't for you. It was for somebody else. You don't have to get mad about all of it.
Fine, it's not for you then. Just walk away. Don't worry about it.
Corden did come out and apologize for his actions. He said his plagiarism was inadvertent. He tweeted, inadvertently told a brilliant Ricky Gervais joke on the show last night, obviously not knowing it came from him. It's brilliant because it's a Ricky Gervais joke. You can watch all Ricky's excellent specials on Netflix. Gervais seemed to cool down a little later as he deleted a clip of the Brit repeating his 2018 guitar lessons because apparently he felt for Corden after all the hate he was getting. In fact, Gervais defended the host when someone asked him if he had permission to use the joke. He said that he believes one of the writers came up with it for him. There's no way Corden had the idea to copy an entire routine, a well-famous one at that. He wrote on Twitter, no, I reckon one of the writers came up with it for him. I doubt he would knowingly just copy such a famous stand-up routine word for word like that. Even Guardian wrote Hannah Jane Parkinson tweeted, I'm assuming someone in Corden's writer's room effed him over. Apparently, there were a lot of people out there who agree with that sentiment. One fan tweeted, what's truly hilarious about this is that it's highly unlikely James Corden wrote this himself, as he has a team of about 8 to 9 comedy writers for a show. What's wonderful is that the writers obviously knew this was a joke stolen from Gervais. They clearly hate him. Another wrote, to be fair, if I worked in the writer's room for James Corden, I too would F him over for a laugh. However, Corden was also found to be stealing from the Great British Baking Show host Noel Fielding. He specifically pointed out the 2010 whisper joke that we spotted in an episode of Corden's talk show host in 2017. Noel clearly stated, yes, I believe this is my material X. Noel's accusation actually came hours before James graced the carpet for an event. According to the Daily Mail, Noel tweeted the allegation against James after a fan pointed it out. He performed it at the Laughs Festival in Montreal in 2010. He suggested the best way to throw off a thief's plans in London is to whisper, "Oi, mate," because then he would have to respond in a hushed tone, What is it? Those are the rules. And then in December 2017, we saw James use the same joke when he was interviewing Matthew Broderick. He was talking about being robbed, and this is when the late night show host said that the best way to avoid being mugged is to whisper. Check out how similar these two episodes are.
Basically, and he got his knife out, and because he wanted my wallet and I didn't have any money, so he was going to stab me, and he got his knife out like that, and it came down like that, and I really panicked. I thought, this is it, I'm too young to die, what's happening? And as it came down like that, right at the last minute, I went, "Oi, mate." And he went, "What is it?" Thanks a lot.
I find the best way to get out of being mugged, if someone tries to mug you, is just immediate. So if someone comes up and goes, "Give me your wallet, man, give me your phone," just go, "You're never going to believe what's happened." If you just go,
Stuff like that.
"You'll never guess what." Honestly, if someone goes, "Hand over your thing," go, "You're not going to guess." They go like this, they go, and it gives you time, you just run, you bomb.
Still, despite the heat, James Corden is not afraid to show up in public. He graced the red carpet at the premiere for his new Prime Video series, Mammals. He showed up in a maroon jacket and slacks styled with a baby blue button-up, right along with his wife Julia Carey this Wednesday. He was spotted wearing a navy blue tie and leather dress shoes. Corden was also spotted being chummy with British TV executives James Farrell, Albert Chung, actress Amelia Kraling, and film producer Sue Kroll. Corden played the lead role in the new series. Regardless of the truth, it seems like Corden is not staying around. His jokes aren't hitting as much, and so he's decided to leave the show next summer. Some are saying he was royally stitched up by his writing team. But it doesn't end there. It seems like Corden only keeps his show host manners on the show. Recently, the English comedian went out to dine at McNally's celeb hotspot Balthazar in New York. But things didn't go according to plan, because Corden was called out by restaurateur Keith McNally for his alleged abuse at the dine-in. Apparently, Corden had been extremely nasty to his staff on 2 separate occasions. One time, it was a meal involving an omelet for his wife Julia. He created a fuss after the restaurant served him an egg yolk omelet with egg white in it, and it got worse when the remade omelet came with home fries and not home salad as what he had ordered previously. There are 2 omelets on the restaurant's menu, $25 with herbs and another that cost $27. However, Corden asked for something that was not on the menu. Another occasion, Corden created a scene because he found a strand of hair in his food. He then demanded free food and drinks.
I used to waitress in Hell's Kitchen in New York City, and James Corden came in with his wife and like some other guy, and he ordered the steak, and I brought out the steak, and he was like, "Is this medium rare?" I said, "Yes, it's medium rare." And then he cut into the steak, and he was like, "This is medium well." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, I'll go talk to the chef. We'll like fix this." And then he was like, "No." And he pulled out the steak knife and he pointed it at me. And he was like, "You're going to pay for this."
Apparently, Corden is very particular about his steak as well. He likes it medium well. And when it isn't medium well, he either asks the waiter to pay for the food or he gets into a duel with the chef. McNally posted about the incident online. He said that James Corden began yelling like crazy to the server. He said stuff like, "You can't do your job. Maybe I should go into the kitchen and cook the omelet myself." And what followed was a lot of hate for Corden. He was banned from other venues as well.
Just wondering, how was your service?
It was good, it was good. The service was great. It was like, you did great. You were fantastic.
Of course, Corden didn't stay quiet either. He addressed the incident on his show and said that it was never his intention to upset the staff. Still, he had been ungracious during the entire ordeal. However, he did say that reading McNally's post about his was the most surreal moment and so odd since he rarely reads anything about himself online. After the apology, McNally lifted the ban and Corden was free to revisit the restaurant. That was until McNally reignited the feud again when he said that Corden will say anything to save his bacon. He responded to some text message Corden had sent a reporter. He wrote, "I don't want to over-egg the pudding," but in Friday's London Times, Corden flip-flopped and told a massive lie again. "I never screamed at anyone. I didn't shout, didn't call anyone a name or swear or use derogatory language. How is it remotely a thing? when that person who posted the story wasn't even there. On second viewing, I found his TV confessional contrived and phony. The actor will say anything to save his bacon. McNally further wrote that he had given up on James Corden for good. We don't know if that means the ban is lifted or again in effect. As for Corden, he wrote, "I never have talked about eggs this much." Corden really wasn't doing himself any favors when he said that the drama was beneath him in an interview with the New York Times. He told the interviewer, "I feel so zen about the whole thing." Yeah, we can see why McNally banned him again. One fan wrote, "James Corden is a prime example of fame obliterating someone's sense of basic decency toward other people." Another fan wrote, "After the way James Corden has behaved, there's no way I'm watching James' new sitcom Afterwife." Looks like James is going to lose a lot of fans because of this one. Interestingly, when news about Corden's restaurant ban broke out, the Golden Globe nominee jumped on the bandwagon. He reshared a tweet that was making fun of the situation. The tweet included a clip from Gervais' Netflix show Afterlife. In it, his character Tony pokes fun at Corden by saying, "F me when a star of the show said James would be in her top 5 dinner party guests. Someone clearly needs to rethink their life choices." Therefore, it seems like there are a lot of reasons why James Corden actually is not willingly leaving the show, but instead getting forced out. That's it from our side for today, folks. Until next time, take care and goodbye.